So this monument is erected for the two Dupree brothers that arrived from France. Each of them brought sticks of grape vines, and that was the conditions of allowing the French Huguenots to come to South Africa. Vineyards started growing in Cape Town. The monument recognizes the contribution of the Dupree brothers.
After that little bit of family history, it's time to visit the wine estates. Today we're going to visit Fairview, opened in 1693, and this is going to be a great visit. How often does a person get to visit a winery that sells wine all over the world? Very famous. Come and join us. The Fairview estate is nestled in the Paarl wine region. The famous Hanaport grapes, used in the manufacturing of the wine, is well known for its sweet, abundant juice. They have beautiful gardens surrounding the area, including this koi pond, which is filled with fish and covered with a protective net to protect them, and this ancient motorcycle, which was obviously dug out of the ground. What are you doing here, Sue?
I'm tasting the cheese. Cheese tasting, and there's a cheese and wine tasting.
What do you go from counter to counter?
No, he goes to the counter and they tell you about all their wine.
Oh, okay. Preview. You mind if I take some video?
Oh yeah.
You're a very handsome guy.
That is the best.
You're not bad looking either.
Yes. So you are going to do 6 cheeses and 6 wine.
So I don't drink wine.
Okay.
I'm just here for the goat cheese.
Okay. So the goat cheese, what I recommend first, you taste your wine.
Yeah.
Then after that, you can have your cheese, so that you can know how these 3 things can change the taste of the wine.
So what are we going to do? Pioneer or are we going to do?
Hey, try the cheese. You like the goat cheese, Sue?
Lovely.
And you, Rich?
Really good.
You don't like the goat cheese?
Wine is good. Cheese is good. You like the goat cheese until it was cold enough.
Well, I went outside with a couple of wines under the belt and decided to give this thing a try. I finally got it to start.
Enough of the wine tasting, eh?
This particular winery also had a chocolate making factory at the back, so we couldn't resist and took a walk back there and had a look what they had. Very tasty. Love it. This is just a glimpse of the grapevines. They cover extensive areas, and there's no leaves on these ones at the moment because this is fall. The grape season has passed and the wine has been made. So just to give you an idea of how much area is consumed by the grapevines. The Paarl area is also known for its citrus fruits, oranges, lemons, naartjies or clementines, limes and grapefruits, many of which are exported all over the world. The next day, after a well-rested night, we went down to the Van Ryan's Brandy Distillery for some brandy tasting.
The barrels. Yeah. Okay, no problem.
The Van Ryan success story, the wine comes from the best wine countries of the colony, Constantia. Paarl, Stellenbosch, Wellington, and Montague.
And he learned how to improve the quality of alcohol. So 20 years down the line, he introduced his two sons, Johannes Hendrik and Jacobus van Rens, to the business as well.
Rich, what did you think of it?
Oh man, that brandy from the 10-year-old, 15-year-old, and the 20-year-old at Van Ryan's was really amazing. Unbelievable.
So,
The best ever. Nice.
hi. So, we spent 3 days in Cape Town in the Royal Atlantic Hotel. We visited Table Mountain.
Yeah, that's the cable car there.
This is the flora, and there's a fauna there as well. But I believe there's some mountain goats there, but we haven't seen any.
For a view of Cape Town.
The old fort, we went down to Cape Point. Did a whole bunch of stuff. It was really, really nice, enjoyable. Yeah, the wine routes, as you've seen.
That is the best.
And it was fun. What did you girls think about it?
I think it was one of the nicest holidays to Cape Town I've ever had. It was just so interesting.
Yeah, the weather was really nice too, eh?
Beautiful, totally beautiful.
Yeah, it was, Table Mountain was covered in cloud in the morning, like a big tablecloth. And then in the evening it was all clear. It was really nice. We are heading from Cape Town to Sutherland now, to White House, where we're going to go to see the observatory, and we're going to have a couple of tours and look at some stars through the telescopes. These tunnels are 3 kilometers long. It's right through the mountains. First time I've ever been here. When my wife and I came 40 years ago, we came in by train and we didn't have to go through any tunnels. So this is new to us.
Somehow so different from the Rockies, eh? It's like this was already forced up.
Salt is situated at the South African Astronomical Observatory, stationed near the small town of Sutherland in the Northern Cape Province, about 400 kilometers from Cape Town. SALT is currently funded by a consortium of international partners from South Africa, the United States, Poland, India, and the United Kingdom. The telescope has been in full science operation since 2011 and is realizing its huge potential as Africa's giant eye on the universe. SALT stands for South African Large Telescope. The tour she took us around was really interesting to see that telescope. We were asked not to videotape inside or take pictures inside of the actual telescope itself, so we were restricted, but it was really interesting to see, especially the mirrors that are collected together to make the telescope. This is one of the minor telescopes which we were allowed to videotape, but unfortunately we couldn't use any of the telescopes because of the weather. As you can see from outside, the weather was really bad, overcast, rainy, very cold, and there was no chance of seeing anything through the telescope, so we lost that opportunity. I would have loved to see the moon and the stars through the biggest telescope in the southern hemisphere. A disappointment, yes, but we had the tour and we saw what it was all about. And by the way, some of us had an opportunity to go to the moon. The next morning, we headed out to Kango Caves, and we had to cross the mountains, and we used the Swasberg Pass, also known as the Prince Edward Pass. We found the sun when we got out of those mountains and the clouds. This mountain pass is 22 kilometers long, with very tight switchbacks and turns and beautiful views and tight spaces, so it's going to be a really interesting trip. and that's why we chose it.
That's a cool road, eh? Something else, eh? I like it. What do you think, Joel? We don't want to get the brakes wet. You wimp, Reginald. Look at this formation over there. It's kind of like out of Harry Potter. Nicely done though, the way they put the wall on the side. That's why the trucks couldn't be too long, eh? So we started climbing from the bottom there, by the river. We zigzag all the way up here. Down there, around that corner, and right up to where we are now. And we're going up, 22 miles. Well, we reached the Kango Caves, and unfortunately they were load shedding, so we had to do the candlelight, which doesn't give you enough light to do the film. So we missed out on the film. Nevertheless, we had a wonderful walkthrough. How was the caves?
Lovely. Wonderful. Amazing. Great.
The Kango Caves are actually amazing. If you have a chance to see it, you gotta see it. Well, the next stop on the agenda was the Ostrich Farm. I was looking forward to this one because ostriches are basically a big chicken. As it turns out, I was the only chicken there. Oh my God, save me. Well, apparently, as I found out the hard way, they're not as easy to handle as you'd think. But they loved Susan. Our next stop was the Knysna Elephant Park. We have all been waiting for this because we love elephants.
That's 230 for seniors.
And I know she looked at my grey hair and you said they're seniors, eh? Yes, we're seniors, all of us.
All of you.
Take them, shall we go?
Animals that still live in this beautiful and plentiful world. Here on the southern coast of South Africa, these creatures have always hunted or grazed in the forest, on the open Cape Fynbos meadows and surrounding grassland. But when threatened, they seem to miraculously disappear into the shadows.
all set?
Yep.
Right, so...
Everybody, my name is Halali Davison. I'm from Scotland, but I've never been to Scotland. Elephants, they can't wait for the buckets. So I'm going to brief you how I'm going to feed the elephant. So you are going to take one piece in a flat hand. Do not bring the bucket close to the elephant because some of the elephants have buckets.
Keep feeding. And also, let's feed the last one.
Karaji, come get. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Slowly, Sue. Let him snip it.
Yeah, keep feeding.
Karaji, come get. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
No, you're doing fine. I don't want that snotty on my hand.
That's not it at all.
Let's see your hand. See? Snotty.
No, then.
I'm kidding. Boy.
You're just a scruffer box, aren't you?
Okay, give me one.
Need to empty the buckets. Elephant lovers, let's empty the bucket so that you can move on the next stage of the experience.
Okay, yeah, now, hold that.
Hold on a second. Oh, look at her. Now she's posing. She's going to throw a bit of poop at you.
No, you got no food. I don't want to know you.
Was it videoing, Rich?
Yeah, some video. Her ears are particularly sensitive.
Yeah, very sensitive. Especially behind there.
Yeah, with the...
I think it was scared of me. That's why it was walking away. Maybe you could smell the chicken on me.
Oh, look at her. Now she's posing.
Hey, Rich, what do you think? The visit to the Knysna Elephant Sanctuary was a great experience and everybody loved it. We even got to meet a few of our brothers from Zimbabwe. We had a good old chat and reminisced. It was a great time, had by all. Well, I hope you enjoyed episode 10 of Overland South Africa. And if you like this video, please click like and subscribe, and you will be notified when my next videos come out. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye. And I'll see you in my next video.